Okay, so I am here. Wow, okay. uh, I was like getting some water ready. I can feel the nerves already, that's the crazy thing. That is the crazy thing. I don't know how it's going to go. I'm going to go ahead and share the Twitch stream link here, and then we'll get started. I think we have done everything we can do. I don't think there's legitimately anything else that we could have done in any further preparation, really. Had we had more advanced warning, we would have been able to do more. But I don't think there was anything else we could have done there, really. We'll see. We will see. We will see. How you doing there, Tim? Good to have you, my man. It's really great to hear. It's really great to hear. I mean, the rough idea of what we're doing is... we have about 50 or so zeros at Raphael. There is 21 midget submarines that are going to be in the port there, in that hex. There's 220 mines. I think about 6 PT boats, about 5 or so DDs and a light cruiser. I do have some PBs that are set to service combat as well, trying to soak up some ammunition. Assuming it's going to bombard. I really hope it doesn't bombard. If it does bombard, I just really hope we actually get to put some hits on him. We do have 9 regular submarines as well. They're going to be running patrols just outside Raphael that lead to Raphael. And then we have KB moving south. They're going to move 8 hexes today. We'll see. I've got to look lovely bunch of coconuts. Oh, god damn him. God damn him. He can take his coconuts and shove them. Oh, we'll see. And the Andaman SunYan kept it most defensive. I sent another heavy cruiser group to Port Blair under heavy cap there. Well, as much cap as I can get from the Key Fort Freeze at Port Blair. Everything else has been heavily escorted by cruisers, moving things fast when I can. Oh. That's a weird turnaround. We take Prom? Right. Okay. That's new. Here we go, enable movement. Right, okay. Is he heading to Ley? I mean, if he heads to Ley, I could be super happy. Right, okay, what we got here then? Right, we are seeing ships. I've set things up for Night Devil Search. It looks as if it was angling to Ley then. Maybe he's gone a different way. Please, God, do not bombard Raphael. She goes down. We did have those men there. It's a bit of a shame she went down immediately. But we told them to unload at Umboy Island. I mean, that was a shame. She was kind of buggered there when she got hit by the Vindicator. No, so it was a Banshee, wasn't it? Yes, the A24 Banshee, I think it was. Right. Okay. I hope your guy's hearts are beating like mine. Okay, nothing of a night. Okay. What's going on? Right, naval movement phase. Okay. Right. What the hell happened? I mean, I'm like, what? Okay, right, we see the AKs there, right, okay. What? Okay. Well, I'm crossing my fingers, I'm actually shaking here. Right, he's gone for Ley. He's gone for Ley! Yes! 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 He took it! He's gonna go for Ley! Oh, thank God for that. Oh my god, right, okay, we do have Jakes there. How you doing there for? He's gone for Ley, my man, he's gone for Ley. Holy fucking shit. Oh, thank God for that. That may cost him. That may very well cost him. We have zeros, we have G3s and Raphael. Kilobatai will be within range of Raphael tomorrow. No, bombardment. I don't know about... If he's going to go for an invasion, he's surely doomed. I mean, there's Naval Guard there at Ley, but oh my god. I'm actually shaking. Oh, thank God. Oh. Right, no hits there. It's gone for Ley! Oh, thank God for that. How you doing there, Vulcan, my man? How are you doing? He's gone for lay, Vulcan. He's gone for lay. And here we are. We have our first. Look at all those. Wow. I mean, they're just moving from Clark now. There's so much aviation support here at Clark. It's just crazy. I don't know if he's even going to bombard. He moved his ships to lay, not to Rabal. That may cost him. I don't know where his carriers are right now, but holy shit, he went for lay. I'm gonna have to get that as a shirt, aren't I? My hand is literally shaking right now. Jesus Christ. Oh, I did send him some, I'm sending Key 21 2As to hit Kuching, the airfield here. Feels really kind of wrong, like having them unescorted. There's not often a chance that we get to use them. But here we are, we're going to hit the airfield, make sure we can't fortify again and then attack next turn. Oh my god. Ooh. I was like expecting. Well, that's it, Plumber. That's it. I just know what happened last time. I just know what happened last time. I don't even know if he's going to bombard this turn. Oh my god. We had them running naval search, not strike. Because we actually anticipated Kitabatai doing a strike there, but we'll see about that. But my god, everything's been moved out that we can move out. I don't even know if I don't think he's going to have a bombardment here today. I think that's it. I think we've already passed the bombardment phase. We've not seen anything in the Andaman Sea either, but we are prepared there in a big way in the Andaman Sea. I just can't believe how quiet the turn is. But he's there. We know he has multiple ships there just outside Ley. I mean, there's about 69 mines at Ley as well. So if he's lingering that hex, he might have actually. Alright, so we have some, buffaloes and blenheims here. You can see that we do have zeros actually protecting. So we have Key 27s, A602s, Key 43s here defending. I just can't believe things have actually gone positive. Like, what the hell? This is the Admiral Downman game, when everything that can go wrong will go wrong. Except on land. Tends to go okay there. When I was like, for sure. I was like... oh dear. I can't believe all these withdrawing here, but there we go. Hit on the buffalo. And there we go. It's just me and the blenheims now. I got my Wing Leader games, by the way. They arrived in 2 boxes. So I got Wing Leader Supremacy and Wing Leader Victory. So I do need to learn how to play them. So it would be really cool to have that sort of thing, to like game out some of these scenarios here. I mean, we could create our own scenarios, which would be cool, by using these aircraft and try to work out roughly, translate it from the game to another game. There we go, we take the blender out. Combat done. I just can't believe things have gone well. What's going on? Right, so we have Hudson's coming in here. Unescorted. Flak coming in here. Not much in the way of cap, but that's fine. We're going to get straight over Hudson's. We are going to bombard here at Rangoon today. I can try and gauge the effectiveness of the captain. Sorry, of the actual defences. This one damaged. And that's one down. Yeah, the defensive fire sucks. Can't wait till we get the A6M8, and then we have the armor. There we go, so another Hudson down. A6M8, sorry, A6M2 drops out. So 2 of them might actually make it through here, but it should be okay. The good news is we've had a entire night and oh wow, they actually took a Hudson down. That's impressive. So 1 makes it through. What is it going to target? AK, Engineer, and misses. Whew. Look at all the ships there, Samrang. That's a lot of ships there. I can't believe we got through it. Haha. Wow, we might actually have for our first time ever a chance to really strike out at him. I do have the G3M2s running 15 hex attack range as well, so that they may be just outside range. I do wonder what he's doing. Yeah, look at them around Ley. Maybe he just ran out. I mean, this is it. He's made it here. Is he waiting for a night bombardment? Did he set them to a night bombardment by mistake? That's really intriguing. But that may... I mean, this is it. He's going to be in a very difficult position now. I mean, he might even have to full speed out there, but that shows a... I don't know. I mean, that's incredible. Because he does not... If he knew the actual assets we have in that area, or the capability in that area... Oh, day bombardment happens after the air phase. Right, okay. I thought it happened before. That's fine. So, day bombardment then. And day bombardment is going to be quite effective, but... Lay is empty. It'd be repaired, but we'll see. Since I've played the game a lot of times, but sometimes you do forget which what order things happen. We'll see. We'll see. And I don't care if it bombards Lay. I mean, we might lose some supply, but I've told the supply to head into the interior, so we'll see. Okay, so we have more coming in, but we have more zeros here now. So he's actually sending quite a few Hudsons here. That's quite nice for us to actually take them on. There we go, that's the Buffalo down. I mean, possibly a cap trap. The good news is we're running 100% cap over Raphael and just naval search. So we won't be striking at him. I mean, that's it. I mean, ideally we will actually be able to see a little bit more information about what's going on. So what we're going to do is speed this up here. So shoot down a few, but 6 come in here, which kind of sucks. Anything hit... Unless crippled or outright destroyed can be repaired at Singapore. So the Oi there. Don't hit the Oi. Oi takes out a Hudson with her flak. No fault. The thing is, you've got... I mean, this is it. It's alright sending you 2 passive. But man, in this area I've got about 70-odd naval bombers set up on torpedo strikes. You've got to bear in mind, we didn't know where his carriers were. We could have sent them in, but with little escort, they'd be ripped to shreds. That cap was needed, Raphael. I know you might think me too cautious, but I think if you see why I'm doing it, then you'll understand why. It's not being cautious, it's just, in my opinion, being sensible, I suppose. I mean, there's always that time where you think, well, I could have gone for it, but there's always that time where you do go for it, and it do goes horrifically wrong. Yep, so as Avoken said here, we do have a bombardment, but this is it. It's freaking... There's nothing here at Lay. He's going to knock out the airfield, but we'll repair that airfield. He might knock out some supply, but we'll repair... Well, we've got supply in the interior. We're good. We're frankly good. He's going to spend all this ammunition. And what then? He's got subs here and here. A few subs around this area, so expect us to come in full speed. But what's he going to do next? He's going to... What's he going to do to get out? I mean, we could potentially bring this way and come in here. I mean, I've got to imagine his carriers are around here somewhere. If we can get the actual naval search, I'm going to be so happy, but we'll speed this up here. I just hope he hits a mine on the way out, but I don't imagine it. He's good at dodging them. But you can imagine if we could actually get into a position here to hit all these ships, I would be so very happy. But all these ships here find all this ammunition. Yeah, look at that. So 380 casualties. So you can see there, the runway is more or less wiped out. The port's not too bad. Airbase supply hit's not too bad. 4 and 6. But that doesn't really matter. We can take that. He hit the wrong base. Well, KAV should be there. We moved 8 hexes this turn, but we should be able to move 9 hexes when we go into the new phase, because we won't have any ops issues. Right, we are shock attacking over here across the river. I hope I put them into combat mode. I couldn't remember if I did, actually. Well, they are retreating out there, so hopefully they are in the right mode, but we do send them back into SunYan there. Yeah, they were in the right mode, yeah. I was worried about that. I always worry about that. So we have 2,758 casualties, 8 destroyed, 207 disabled. So we had 2 divisions cross the Rubicon River here, essentially cross the river into clear terrain. 14 disabled, so they'll take some time to recover, but not that long. We inflict 3,850 casualties, 110 squads destroyed, 93 disabled, 133 destroyed, 25 disabled, 9 engineers destroyed, 8 disabled, 6 guns destroyed, 7 disabled. But we send all those units into SunYan. So he had about 480 AV there, which shocked across there. 539. I don't think we had the best odds there. I don't think that was the best roll, but that was still a good roll. Yeah, minus from the disruption there. I'll take that. So that... Oh, he has a unit that's essentially shocked there. Ah, here we go. Right, so I decided in the end to actually go for a bombardment just to go ahead and see his AV. So we see there 4 to 6 Indian Brigade. I thought he might have actually had the, yeah, and we call 17 casualties. I thought he might have had the 1st Burma Division. So we take a look there. We have 928 versus, well, base versus his 189 there, with an element to the RTA. We have now here 33rd Division and 18th Division. I think what we will do then is obviously attack Rangoon tomorrow. Could have attacked today. Yeah, we can definitely take that. We can definitely take that. We do have 2 headquarters here. We have the actual Southern Army Command planning for there as well. So yeah, this is what I anticipated him to attack here. Now we are going to get kicked out of this hex, but that's to be expected. But it's going to take him, so he spends this day doing this today. He's going to have to go either north or south. Yeah, so we are forced retreat here, which is no shock. Losses 526, so quite a lot there destroyed. That kind of sucks, but I can recover those units. It sucks, don't get me wrong, but I can recover them. Wow, I can't believe how things have worked out. But yeah, as I said yesterday, he was going to attack there. He's going to either go north. If he goes north, sure, it's major roads. Going to take about 2 days unless we start bombing him, which will make it take longer. But we have the forces in the area. I mean, the thing is, it's like we attack Rangoon tomorrow. We might even potentially take Rangoon tomorrow if we're quite lucky. What does he do then when Rangoon's fallen? And his forces obviously are being chased up the road there. There we go, Clark expands its size 4. I can't believe how the turn's gone. I mean, we had a bombardment at Leh, but he chose the wrong base. He should have gone for Rabaul. Rabaul is by far the tougher one, but I think he's going to realise he made a wrong choice there. Because there was nothing at Leh. I mean, he caused a few hundred casualties in terms of, like, bombardment, but I don't think they were much in the way destroyed. They were mostly disabled. He's caused a lot of damage to the airfield and the port, but I can repair that. It can be repaired. And the thing is, this is why whatever you want to call it, Wau, and Nadzab are going to be so very important, is because he can't bombard them. No, you don't send that stuff in there to, well, it might have been like a long-range cap. I'd imagine it was a long-range cap over those assets there. If there's no carriers in the area, he's been unbelievably reckless there. But it must be some sort of cap. But, wow. I did not expect it to work out like that. Did not. I mean, we're seeing here ships over there. We've seen aircraft over here to Port Moresby. He could have assets here. Yep. So the base... Actually, it's not even that bad, really. 3,000 supply. It's not that bad. I can repair that. Take a look at the units. I mean, obviously the units are going to need some time to recover, but that's not even that bad. Disruption's up there. That's up there, but we can recover that. I mean, this is it. So over here, yeah, look at that. So 6,411 supply here at Nadzab. There's 7,000 supply over here at Wow. We recovered that. So we transferred that into the interior here. So I don't know how much supply we lost. We probably lost something, but we didn't lose a huge amount. Alright, so I have this unit over here. So not all of the actual unit made it off, but at least some of the unit made it off there. That kind of sucked, but that's essentially the worst. That's the worst of it. We had the bombardment there with the casualties, and we had that ship go down. That's the worst of it. Holy shit, I never thought we'd see this day, but that is the worst of it. He may very well regret this. Okay. For some reason, KB decided to move a little bit slower here today. That's fine. Looks like... Okay, so we're set to follow. I think it might have been an ops point issue there. Oh, right, okay. That's fine. No, that's fine. So, yeah, here we go. You can see that we have 9 hex movements. I was thinking we'd be a little bit further south here, but that's okay. We're due to be around about this point, but that's okay. Looks like we had a little snag there, but that's fine. Considering the AO actually outdid us. Might have been an ops issue, but that's okay. We'll take it from there. The good news is, well, we have our aircraft here. He's expended his munitions. What we need to do now is actually take a look at the area. I think one of our scouts reported a CL hit off Burma. I was so interested regarding this. I sent out these PBs to as bait as well. So we're seeing ships over here then. I mean, he's been really quite coy there. If we take a look, that's 14 hexes down from Bangkok. And this will make you happy here for. Not light bombers. No, we don't need to go full speed. Full speed's not worth it. Sometimes it is, but I don't think it's worth it. Yeah, here we go. So this will make you happy for. So you see there, we had 20% of the squadron on search. We had the rest actually set to attack. And same here. We had... that's a lot of actual torpedo bombers I had set up there. Yeah, there you go. That is 72 torpedo bombers I had ready to go there. Had he come within range, we would have actually hit him a hell of a lot. Well, the thing is, the cruisers aren't much of a threat now. That's the good thing. They're not much of a threat. I was hoping that would be a little bit further to the south, but the good news is we are... well, we're at sea. And of course he has some detection, which is always fucking perfect. But okay. If he leaves the area, if we don't... I mean, I was hoping that would be a little bit further to the south. If we can't catch him, he'll pull out. But I think we might have a good shot at it. We'll see. But the good news is we might even potentially pursue. We'll see about that. The good news is, really, well, that's it. That's all he's done. That's not really anything. We can recover from that, no problemo. Let's go ahead and get an idea of the actual losses here today then. So ships sunk today was only the Taikoku Maru. How you doing there, Gary? Good to have you, my friend. Now, maybe 4. What I'm going to say is we'll think about it. But just think about it this way. I know it's all well and good being headstrong and like, let's go for it, let's go for it. But the question is, where are his carriers? What does he have here in terms of aircraft? There's a lot of considerations that have to be taken in. Well, just have to be taken into account. We may full speed, but I'm not too sure. It may be that we move down this way and potentially push in here. It's some days before Karga may be ready. We'll see. That's what I'm going to say. Oh, there we go. Karga's ready today, then. Oh, that's excellent news. So she's actually fully repaired, so there we go. Yeah, so no point taking her out of repair, so that's excellent news. And the good news is now, because of that, we actually have... oh, it looks like we had one of the heavy cruisers... yeah, finished as well. So she can be placed up here then. So we'll have her on normal or potentially high or whatever. That's another cruiser there ready. Is there a way you can slow him down? Well, the thing is, we know he doesn't often move at full speed. So in fairness, let's see. Yeah, we even have this ship over here. I don't know where his carriers are, but this is a very, very bold movement. That's a lot of assets there. He might have actually offloaded his fighters here to Moresby, perhaps. But we'll see. We'll plan this one out. But the beautiful thing is, he didn't go for Rabal, and that makes such a tremendous difference. We're up to 61% here now. But I mean, it's like we have these G3F2s here now. I mean, obviously they have some fatigue, which kind of sucks. But that's fine. We have good information in this area. So let's say 9. That's about 9 hexes, give or take. Obviously, he might go a different way. But that's 9 hexes. That's 10 hexes from Rabal. We can strike to about 14 hexes here. Which is somewhere out that way. So we do potentially have the ability to strike. So we'll see. We can take our time here. How you doing there, Deathwish? Good to have you, my man. I think it's the first time seeing you here, so welcome. Oh yes, Gary asked. Sorry about that. Yeah, so at Leh, we're seeing about 3,050. At Nadzab, we see 6,411. At Wow, we see 7,097. So we're at 97% over here of this airfield. We're at 63% on Nadzab. That's awesome, man. We had like a really crazy turn. Like, I expected the absolute worst today, but it didn't actually materialize. But it did materialize in a different way. The reason being, let's see. Yes, we had a number of actual... I mean, that's not as many as we saw beforehand, but we did have the heavy cruiser Minneapolis, Salt Lake City, Pensacola, Boise, and St. Louis. St. Louis? Whatever you want to call it, St. Louis? St. Louis. Bombard here today at Leh. I mean, that's... I would like to get these ships. I'm going to say I will try to get these ships if we can. Don't worry about that, sir. Could he have not gone for Rabal for the same reason you don't want to go charging after him because he does not know where your carriers are? I expected him to go for Rabal. I think the reason why he didn't go for Rabal and instead went for Leh is because he saw 29 zeros there last turn. Combined supply at Leh, Nad, and Wow. Was 16.6k. We have 16.5 today. We lost about 100 supply in that bombardment, give or take. Wow, yeah. That's crazy. Absolutely insane. We're in a very interesting position now. That base force has it. It looks like it's completely loaded, actually. It's still an element there. Put more supply into the base too. So Caviang might actually make it to size 1 airfield soon. Yeah, I'll definitely make it size 1 airfield sooner rather than later. 120 naval support here now. So we do see 2 subs here, 2 subs here, sub there, and a sub there. That's good. Oh, it's such an awesome game, man. It's such a good game. Right then, so over here in Andaman, we see a number of assets over here. He's got lucky there, I think, with the weather. I mean, that's within range of a strike from Bangkok, so I think it was just simply a case of luck there. Let's see, so we see... Ah! He's evacuated Rangoon. Well, there we go, Gary, you called it. But that's fine, I mean, we have our divisions here now. That's brilliant. Yep, 18th Division still in perfect order. We will go ahead and order that attack. So 18th and 33rd will attack. I may have the first RTA attack as well for that extra AV, and it probably is worthwhile. So where's he going today then? I mean, well, this is it. So we see he has the 17th Indian Brigade there. Sorry, 17th Indian Division there. And should it get the hell out of those TIE forces, but that was a given. The question is now, where does he go? Because Rangoon may fall tomorrow. He's even moved additional forces out of Rangoon. We're now seeing about 10,000 men here, and it looks like they are moving. So yeah, it might have been the right call to attack today, but then this is it. Couldn't predict it. I decided to actually go on the side of caution, to the side of caution, go for a bombardment. But that's it. We can get that tomorrow. I mean, I think Rangoon might fall tomorrow, and if it... yeah, well, that's it, hindsight 2020. But I think this is it. I think we could have gone on ahead and attacked, but then it could have been like... It could have been worse. But even so... I tell you what there, Gary. I mean, Prome fell to our forces, which... is so funny, because that means he's got nowhere to go on the rail line. He only had Bastien taken today. So where does he go on the rail line? I can't believe how that's worked out, but that might have actually screwed him over there. Because, well, where does he go? I mean, he could march in there and retake it, but he might have to march now. And the beauty is we have the major roads here. And I'll tell you something as well. Yeah, there you go. So you can see, yeah, okay, so I've never seen disorganized before, but it's the first time I've seen that. It's going to be bad for him. So that unit's essentially shot there. It will have to be rebuilt. Yeah, so it's going to... I think it takes some time for them to be reorganized. It falls if the enemy doesn't have enough AV. If you have more AV in the area around it and the enemy doesn't, then it just falls to your control. It's kind of weird, but it just happens like that. It just works. There we go. So we're going to give our fellows some time to get ready. Well, that's it there, Plumber. We've got the air power too. Yep, okay. So we have here then today 243 AV. Obviously, it's a shame about the 6 RTA being disorganized, but we'll be able to work on that. At, wow, and Nadzab, well, at 97. And Nadzab is 63% there. We are at 61% of Rabal, which I think is a little bit more than 5% actually. We were at 55 last time, weren't we? So it did 6% today, which is interesting. Very interesting. I do wonder what his carriers are, but he's playing a dangerous game. So if you both conjured up a massive army, but you have one more. Not quite, not quite. The game's quite interesting like that. See. Okay, I'll show you here. Yeah, I'll take a look at air losses shortly. So you can see that we have like 2 Imperial Japanese Army divisions here. So we have 18th Division. Now 18th Division has 463 AV, which is AV is like assault value. So assault value is like, you have units like this, infantry squad attack, engineers attack, HMGs attack. So that's where your AV comes from. Tankettes, cavalry attack as well, motorized squads attack. But then you have all the artillery over here, which has no AV because it doesn't attack. But the thing is, that is your firepower. So... And then, well, this is it. You have your firepower, you have your AV, you have your experience and morale, you also have your commander of said division, and then you also have the headquarters of said divisions. Like, a division has so much more firepower than, like, a single regiment. And that's how it works. It just works. What is it? 10 times the amount of colours or some shit like that. It's a great game, Death Wish. It goes on sale at Christmas time as well. Like, super cheap, so it's well worthwhile. Let's see. So I have first RTA here. Ooh, I'm tempted to keep them marching. But I might just leave them here and actually have them attack next turn. Another 50 or so, 57 AV could make a difference. I'll decide on... they've got good prep as well. Yeah, there's also preparation as well for targets like this. But let's see. So we have 25th Army headquarters here, which is prepping, sorry, for Rangoon, which is our command HQ there. 27 here, sorry, Corps HQ. And then we have over here at Chiang Mai, we have the Southern Army Command, which is a command HQ, which is also planning for Rangoon. So we have a bunch of additional help there. Ah, man. That's cool. You're more than welcome. How did you actually get here, by the way, Deathwish? It's cool to see, my man. Okay, so they're going to rest. So you can see that we have 243 assault value here today. We do have our ships. We do have the metabolic ships. Let's take a look. Yep, so you can see that the actual equipment is arriving here today. So you can see that we have the 6 tank regiment unloading. Artillery, yep. RF gun battalions, so we have all that unloading here today. It's going to take some time. I could do with some naval support in this base here. I moved them at full just in the anticipation that he was going to do something, but he's been quite coy. But I don't think it's going to happen. I think he might have been looking to march to Prome to march out, but we'll see about that. The beauty is we are going to be able to pursue him every step of the way, and I can actually catch up to him with tanks. That's very good. Oh, that's cool. Oh, no. What a handsome PFP. Yeah, I like it. Right, then, so let's take a look over here. So, with the amphibious forces that arrived today. Task forces, sorry. So you can see that we have unloading in here. Oh, so that's... So just supply unloading here today, then. So I can actually disband that task force and... it's out of the way if needs be. Supply unloading, so you can see that we have quite a lot of fuel here at Bagoo. You can see fuel's moving over here to Bagoo because there's a lot of ships here. So we have them. We should also have 5th Division. Yeah, there you go. So you can see the rest of the 5th Division has arrived now. That's additional supply being unloaded there. Right then. So next turn we'll see 5th Division increase in strength. So you can see their supporters here, but obviously the rest of 5th Division will arrive tomorrow. That's good. Yeah. But I mean, this is it. The 17th Division it's good. Don't get me wrong, it's good. It's probably the best Indian division, but the thing is, it's in clear terrain now. Where's it going to go? Yeah, as Gary says there, the most frustrating thing about the game sometimes is the interface. You have to get exactly the right setting sometimes to get a unit to do its job, but then a process that can be painful. When a bad setting means you lose carriers divisions to a misclick. Exactly. So he's moved a Hex here. I'm going to have to go ahead and bombard that unit. I'll probably set up like a round-the-clock bombardment with heavy cruisers and probably get a garrison over here in Mi'ui. Right, over here then I actually decided to go ahead and unload the 22nd Air Flotilla here just to be safe. Which I don't regret, actually. I don't regret unloading it here just because it would have actually given us... Well, it gives us torpedo capability from here today. If I so wish to use it, I have it now. But I won't keep it there at Victoria Point. Obviously, we want to have it over here at Port Blair. We see no detection here. The nightmare scenario that we keep worried about is the fact that he might have Hermes potentially around here somewhere or another British carrier. We don't want to get stuck in a situation where he can use that against us. But it seems that hasn't come to be. Now at Port Blair, we're at 96%, so we'll have a level 2 airfield here tomorrow, which is really good news. Looking forward to that. Right. I just can't believe how the turn turned out. Honest to God, I was expecting the worst of the worst, and it just didn't happen, and I'm just not used to that. So you can see that we have the other 2 detachments of the Imperial Guard Division here. So they're marching now. It's not going to take them too long, they'll arrive at Bagoo soon enough. What I'll probably do is have them march into Mulmian, which will take about 2 days at Mulmian, and then we'll actually have them loaded up and moved into Bagoo via ship, because it'll be quicker that way, likely. This is a... we're playing a turn-based game. So how it works is like the Japanese player goes So I do my orders here. And then I save a turn as an end of orders turn, and then I send it to him. He takes a look at the actual turn replay. It's kind of weird to explain at first. And then he puts his orders in, and then he sends me his save, and then I load his save, and then it creates like the new turn, so then I have a replay. So we see what happens. It's kind of weird. The Japanese player goes first, because they launched the surprise attack on December 7th to 8th, and then it goes like that. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. Once you see how it works, it makes sense. Indeed. Okay, so we have our units over here then. So I'm running not great reconnaissance at SunYan. Oh, that's interesting. I decided to go ahead and run some reconnaissance over here at Ankang, and I'm not seeing anything there at Ankang. Some paratroopers would be nice to take that potentially in the future. Seen one unit over here still. We've got a little bit of detection over here at SunYan. Enough to see units. Yeah, there you go, Deathwish. Right, so we do have our divisions marching. This is 4,080 assault value here. That's going to kick some ass. So, 30 miles today. Yep, so we will arrive at SunYan tomorrow. And on the 10th of February, we will be able to attack. And I imagine capture SunYan. So he's got one unit over here, but that looks to be like a core. So 37th there. Looks like it took the brunt of the action. So you can see a lot of their squads were disabled, but that's not too bad. But they did their job. They forced them across, and we're good to go there. 22, 23, 44. Yeah, a lot of disruption there. What I'm going to do then is tell them... I think I'll defend this turn and then attack next turn. If I attack this turn and force them back, they're going to retreat back into SunYan. No, they won't, because the troops will arrive here before. Well, that's it, yeah. I mean, he must feel fairly confident. I think that really does say a lot, but he must feel fairly confident to go in for a daytime bombardment. Those can definitely be the deadliest, because that's when air power is available. But I think that's it, as others have been saying. I think that really indicates the idea that he's probably cap-trapping there. Otherwise, why would you be so bold? But I mean, this is it. He's not got no blood from this stone today. No, sir. Not today. Okay, so we did have the fall of Manila yesterday, which is excellent. So Manila fell to the Imperial Japanese Army here yesterday on the 7th of February, which was awesome. So you can see that we do have our... Yep. So it's undergoing repair here, the port and the airfield. And that's good news. We do have our forces marching out. Obviously, they're going to have to recover. Their TOEs are actually a little bit beaten up, but they'll be able to recover that. All that remains to us now is to defeat the forces, the two Filipino divisions to the south, and then defeat Bataan. But there's hardly anything in Bataan, so it should be a wash, really. I'm going to leave behind the 65th Brigade. You can see the 65th Brigade's already beginning to recover, which is very nice. What's their progress here today? It's major road, so yeah. Oh, there we go, 20 miles there. They're all moving at different speeds here. So you can see they'll probably arrive at different times, but in fairness, I'll have them all arrive here at Clark, and then we'll rest them at Clark, where there's all this extra support and supply, and then we'll have them begin march into Bataan. Bataan will take 4 days. So only 5 airfield damage today. It's quite surprising, but we'll get that up. Oh, extreme overcast might display it. So we do see a whole bunch of ships down here. 6 AKLs, 6 ships over here. I do actually have a light cruiser and 2 DDs over there. I'd be quite happy if I could rouse up some additional forces to make sure he doesn't get out of there. But in fairness, we'll be able to manage that. If I could block them moving this way, that'd be good. He's moving southeast though, so he might be moving down towards Mindanao, which I wouldn't be too surprised about. Okay. Now if I take a look, you can see we have a base force over here. And a bunch of transports over here. I'd be somewhat tempted to move that base force elsewhere, to be honest. I do have this base force over here. Actually, no. I thought we had a base force here, actually. Or is it just the aviation battalion? Okay. That must have been in my head. I might go ahead and send a base force back to Takao. Right, we are loading up our fuel here at Hong Kong. Yeah, it does not take them long to load that, so all that fuel's loaded up in a turn there. Right, so we've seen him move here. Seen him move there. So that's moving out this way. 1 unit there. Yeah, take a look at that now, therefore. So, air losses. You can see that we're at a minor victory right now. So we're going to keep on pushing that there. If we could sink some naval assets, that'd be great news. So today he loses, apparently, 9 Hudson 2As. 4 Blenheims. We have a G4 go down. He loses a PBY5 Catalina and a PBY4 Catalina today. A Buffalo too. Those Buffaloes got out quite lucky there. But he loses quite a few things today then. So 1 of our own to his 14 today. Very nice. He's lost quite a few PBYs as of late. He lost a couple of them last turn at Manila, which I don't imagine he wanted there. Very nice. Yeah, we have a good few aces. If I go ahead here and take a look at top pilots. I've lost count of the aces, to be honest, but we have here Oeda, Kaneko at 5, Kawato, 5, Sagara, Fujimasu, Ohara, Oda, Igashira. There you go. Looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Good few aces there. You can see obviously they're predominantly in the zeros. Pilot losses aren't too bad, really. I used to boast quite a lot about the pilot losses. Not so much anymore, but it's still pretty good. 44 missing in action, 56 wounded in action, which could be potentially returned in the future. 189 killed in action is not too bad here, actually. I've jinxed it now, I know. Okay. Yes, the Kamikaze is unlocked later into the game. It's a specific year, I believe it is, and a specific set of circumstances before the Kamikaze type becomes available. The game we're playing here is essentially like no holes barred. It's a game without house rules that people normally play with, so we have a lot of crazy stuff that we'll attempt to do, really. Right, so we can see the amount of fighters over here at Magway has increased to 30 from half-ish number last time, but he's more than welcome to do that. Okay, so over here then with some RTA. Then at 32 miles out of the 46 miles here marched. Yeah, we're closing in now. So I'm really quite happy we got Prom there. That's really important. Because with that there, he doesn't have access to the rail line. He might have been wanting to go to the rail line here to actually get the hell out. Kavyang J Squadron don't like it might have hit as many free subs. Yeah, they did pretty well, actually. Let's go ahead and check on their experience. Right, so they gained experience this month, but not today, but I imagine they did well. Yeah, that ASW is amazing there. Very nice. But I mean, that's it. They did a good job there. I mean, we could see all the subs in the area here quite well. That's going to be good information there. Well, the thing is, the rail line is worthwhile. Because if you actually load it up to go like this, then you can move out. And this is it. It's like, major rail is something like 250 miles or something crazy. I forget how much it is. You do move faster on rail line than you do on major road. Well, that's it, but the thing is, that might be acceptable to him. He might feel he can actually manage that. I don't imagine he expected to actually see a division show up, let alone a second division today. I think this is a thing here. He moved the division because he probably expected us to only have the TIE forces and have to make sure we defend Pagoo. But the fact that we have another division here, then another division, and there's going to be another division, and then another division, I don't think he expected that. I don't think he can actually account for that amount of force increase there. I mean, you take a look at this, like, we've only been in Burma, like, what, a month or something like that? Maybe less, maybe more. But you look at the way the actual amount of assault value that we've had in total has really started to ramp up and just kept ramping up. It's like, if we take a look over here. So this first RTA, which is on position here, which is good. That's going to recover over time. We can see that we have 7th Tank Regiment. And we have here the 1st Tank Regiment. So, they are going to be in Mulmian tomorrow, which means rather than the 30 miles a day they do on secondary road, they'll be doing 6 miles a day. That's probably why he wanted to use the rail lines, because he could have actually got over here, and even if we could have caught him, he probably would have had enough force to see us off if it was just the RTA. But with Imperial Guard, Japanese divisions, Imperial Japanese divisions that be probably taking Rangoon tomorrow, we'll be able to immediately chase him. And the fact, he might actually be in strategic mode, that's the thing. It might have actually worked against him because he's lost to the base of Prone. The units to the north there aren't marching. I don't know, it's hard to say right now, but it's super interesting. I do not think this is going the way he wanted it to. And that's really nice of me. And this is it. So we take a look, there's one unit here. And if I could take control of this road over here and gain control of this like hex, we could essentially just trap him. So we see Ramray Island over here, Ramri Island over here. That's really interesting. So that might be what he's attempted to do then. He might be thinking, right, okay, I'm going to go over here to Brome. I'm then going to march over here and then march over here. We might even use a 2nd Radiant Regiment then to take that island from him. Because then he can't do jack then. He can't load up there. If he can't escape, he's doomed. I mean, that base flip into our control is so important right now. So at Lower Burma, I see the English are retreated. As I said, I don't know the game, but would you be able to apply your fleet there? So you, they would be encircled. Well, the way the game works is essentially hexes. So, if I go ahead and zoom in here, we have our forces here, so you can see these actual hex sides that are red indicate that we control these like ways in and out. The ones over here that are green means he can march through these no problem. These guys over here are unowned. When you have a unit in there, then they become owned, and that's when you get these rules applied. That is now ours, which means he has to get a unit in there, take that base, or have a unit march in this way, and a unit march in this way to be able to move across that, be able to move through it in that direction. So, what it looks like he's trying to do here is actually trying to probably retreat over here to get the hell out, potentially. But I think what we need to do then is actually have torpedo bombers give them, pay them a visit. He's probably capping over here from Magway, but we'll manage that. We have a Thai division detachment moving to this hex here. I do now have... right, here we go. We have 14th Tank Division here. Sorry, Tank Regiment. I wish it was a division. So we have 14th Tank Regiment over here, which I decided to actually send towards Rangoon instead, which I'm quite glad of, actually. So those tanks will be... so what's their progress today? Their progress today is 19. So they will be in Pegu tomorrow. They'll be in Rangoon the day after. They'll be here the day after, here the day after. We do have our bombers as well, so I think what we're going to do here is essentially try to prevent him from getting the hell out. I mean, once we get a unit to cross over here... I mean, that road there is... What is that road? Press R. That's Major Road. So we're not too far from being across here. So what we'll do then at that point... Because apparently that unit has no AV, so what we do at that point is march them south. And if I could get there and put the pressure on there and really try and block them, that'd be great news. I mean, prone falling is so important right now. So very important. I do regret not sending the air HQ further here, but that's fine. We might be able to start operating from Rangoon soon enough. The good news is I do have the rail lines here, so that makes things easy. Very nice. Just did not expect things to work out that way. No, it's a trail, which is actually surprisingly 10 miles a day for the infantry. So they're actually making pretty good progress. It's around about 10 miles a day, but we've only been marching here now, what, 2-3 days, something like that. And we're 32 miles in. We're actually doing pretty well, to be fair. Yeah, it's actually kind of crazy, isn't it? It's 5 miles a day for vehicles, but it's about 10 miles a day for infantry, which is essentially the same as marching through clear terrain, which is nice. So it's actually not that bad. I know, right? It's crazy. I thought it was 5. I was like, oh yeah, it's 5. Oh, it's awful. You do not ever want to do that. No, it's actually not as bad as you'd imagine. Which I'm really glad about. Okay, let's take a look at Java. So, it looks like he's actually vacated, yeah, he's vacated Batavia here then, in terms of the port. So, yeah, he's got all these PTs and ships over here. He's got those units over there that we'll deal with. I'm trying to mass my forces here. I don't know why they're just... Can you return, please? Okay. We bombed Kuching last turn, so he hasn't built fortifications. They had a turn to rest. You can see their AVs recovered there to a degree. Still got a lot of fatigue, but not as much in the way of actual disruption. So we'll order an attack. So he's moved a unit in there, but he hasn't that much AV. And there's only about 13 assault value here, so he doesn't have that much AV. Because if you have... Actually, no, he has more AV then, because it hasn't triggered a shock attack. But no, it's no river here. Never mind. There's no... I don't know why I thought there was a river there. Yeah, what am I on about? There's no river there, isn't there? For some reason, I had it in my mind that the river was actually here, but never mind. Yeah, there's no river. Ignore what I just said. I was talking about that as if there's a river. I'm like, yeah, there's a river there. Oh, that's weird. He didn't shock attack. Oh, wait, no, that's bad. No, it's like, yeah, the river's not actually there. I'm just talking shit. Oh, well. And I will dock here then, load up on the APD. Go ahead and take that base. I'm going to go ahead and order the DMSs into Batavia so we can go ahead and clear that. I could send a heavy cruiser out that way, but I don't want to have it actually move into the Hex. Not until we actually clear the mines. But the good news is, well, Batavia's ours, so it should be far easier to clear the mines. I could potentially have a heavy cruiser Nashi used to attack down here, but I'm not too... I don't know if it's clear of mines, that's the problem. I never landed there. Knowing him, it probably does have mines, so we'll see. Yeah. What we'll do then is we'll continue to use air power. At least for now. We can see that it's working to some degree. So he has 5 fighters, 3 bombers, and 9 auxiliaries here. We're looking at 13 over here, 11 and 7. So not too bad. Plenty of subs out that way. Import there. Okay, so it looks like he might have pulled that light cruiser out potentially. Right. So they're going to be moving out there now. Okay, they're here at Monardo. I'm going to go ahead and load some of these supplies up here for Monardo and move them elsewhere. Okay. No, so the good news is then it's actually really quite good that Karga has finished repairing here today. There we go, so we do see a sub out here. So he has been running subs around this area. That's good to see. I wonder what happened there. So we have those AOs there. Retirement allowed, right. That could be bad. Okay, so they were sent in here, but it looks like they had retirement allowed on. So they didn't remain in the Hex. But they're set, they're falling 314. 314. Oh, did they just not arrive? No, I just don't. Oh, right, I see, never mind. It's not the retirement allowed, it's just that they came in via waypoint, never mind. That's fine. No, that makes sense. So they're going to head into the truck anyway. Right, never mind. So we'll have the 74,000 units of fuel delivered tomorrow. That's very nice. It should be unloaded fairly quickly there as well. We do have 330 naval support now, which is pretty good. Okay. Yeah, just look at how many subs we have in this area. I wanted to really make sure that we could blanket that area. We have our 21 midgets here. We have our midget mob, our midget horde. Yeah, there's a midget horde. Careful, they bite. The RPT boats. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, okay. We're looking good. We are looking so very good right now. I just love how brazen he is. He's such a ballsy guy. And I've got to respect that. Okay. We're looking damn good. Looking damn fine. Right, they're moving south there. 104th Sea Detachment. Likely arrive tomorrow. And this is it. I'm not doing especially great here against this unit. I'm going to keep attacking because it does actually force him to... Well, this is it. It forces him to move in combat mode. Yeah, we're actually ahead of schedule quite nicely. The Duchy's Index has, for all intents and purposes, it's already dead. It's just essentially a zombie here. And we had a really nice victory over here at Kalijate. Batavia fell fairly easily, really. The resistance has been, well, it retreated into the mountains over here. Yeah, it's a human player. It is, he's called Admiral Dadman. So he plays his turns. He is a moderator on the Modern Pacific Admirals Edition forum, which is the name of the game, by the way. Modern Pacific Admirals Edition. Definitely go ahead and check it out. Okay. So Java doesn't have that much in the way of, like, allied assault value. We did send a lot in here. I'm still considering taking the 4th Division, as it's been recovering here at Singapore for some time. I'm considering taking 4th Division and having it sent to Java, perhaps. We'll see. Doesn't he have a plan, or have you messed up his master plan? Well, the thing is, how it works is, I'm playing as the Imperial Japanese Empire, so everything in red is mine. So if I go ahead here and show friendly units, so task forces, bases, LCUs, and groups. So everything in red is Japanese. That's everything we control. Now, Admiral Dadman is playing as the Allied forces. So everything in green is his to control. So he's playing as the Americans, the British, the Canadians, the Dutch, the Australians, the New Zealanders, obviously French to some degree, the Chinese, the Soviets, and obviously then the forces of the Raj. So he controls all of those. I don't think I missed any combatants there. I don't think there would be another combatant to miss, unless I miss one. I don't think I missed one. So that's how it works. So essentially, the master plan for the Allies is just to use overwhelming and unbelievable might to eventually and inevitably grind down the Imperial Japanese Empire. We're not doing too bad here, actually. We're playing a game with very little rules. Essentially, there's no rules as such. Baron, don't take forces out to China without paying for it, essentially. And what I mean by paying for it is, like, if you take a division here, and if I was to change the command of it, I'd have to pay 1,623 points. How it works is you have certain commands that are restricted. The game's fairly old at this point in time, and not everything was actually finished as they wanted it or imagined it would be. How you doing there, Phyllis? Good to have you, my man. So they use the Master Assault Doctrine. Well, I mean, this is it. It's like, the Chinese are quite interesting. The way it works is you have CLR, which represents clear terrain. You then have wooded and other things like that, which are ×2, wooded rough, which is ×3 terrain. Essentially, ×3 is nasty. What it does is it takes, like, for example, these guys over here, they're in wooded rough terrain right now. So that 4,080 is essentially 3 times that, just from the terrain. And then you would add on all sorts of modifiers, so battles are quite bloody nasty. So if I go to combat reports here, like, for example, over here then, on this attack where we attack the Chinese forces on the coast of China. So you can see we have our AV, you can see we have the troops, the guns, the vehicles, assault value there. You can see we have an adjusted assault, so ours was on 20, he was adjusted to 31, so we had that, so he had a 1 to 2 odds. You can see he had leaders as a benefit, experience as a minus, we had leaders as a minus. So you can see they have squads of non-combatant engineers. There's a hell of a lot that goes into this. He would have actually had a terrain benefit had it been anything other than clear terrain, but clear terrain is only ×1, so there's no benefit from clear. We've had some pretty big battles. We had a major surprise at Clark Field over here in the Philippines, in Luzon, which is Jungle Rough, which is ×3 terrain. And then we just won our battle at Manila yesterday, which is ×2 terrain. So all that is left now, and these were major battles actually. So the only thing that's left now for the American forces in the Philippines is Bataan. And that's ×2 terrain, but the thing is, there's not much there. There's not much. He doesn't have that much left now. A very nice turn, and all in all, it's very nice. Let's see. Oh, it's difficult to be the one on the... Well, it's difficult to be the aggressor. That's a good way of putting it. It is difficult to be the aggressor. But this is it. Japan has to try to run as wild as she can. She's got to be aggressive. You've got to push. And the thing to bear in mind as well is the entire economic aspect of the game. Like, if we go over here to our industry, we're doing pretty damn well in terms of oil and fuel. Like, for example, we have 23,940 units of oil production. We have 26,505 units of refinery production. So we don't have as many... We don't have the oil to match the fuel. Well, we don't have the oil to match the refineries, but we're not too far away. You're always going to have more refinery capacity than oil capacity. You can build a refinery, but you can't build an oil deposit. Or oil concentration. Oil balloon shape thing. So, yes. Actually, we'll go ahead and we'll take a look at our R&D bin, actually. I think we did have some progress in the Tojo. Yes, so we've got the Tojo progress, which is nice. Nick's going well enough. So we're at 45 now. I'm looking forward to when we get the Nick. Those are going to be great to have. K83's not too far. Okay. No progress on the George. Okay, okay. Let's go ahead and take a look at our ops report then. I'm still wondering where his carriers are. So Yagumo is in the ARD at track, okay. Yeah, repairs completed on cargo. She's returned to service. That's excellent news. She would have taken 3 days to be made ready otherwise. So she can move just... Yeah, perfect now. Ah, here we go. A Sea Dragon class SS was reported hit. So there we go. The Jakes are already beginning to operate here now. Oh, that's from the B5N2K. It's aboard Shokaku, I think, actually. Yes. Attacking. That's good to see. Allied aircraft sighted over Luan Prambang. I don't know exactly where that is. And over here, I'm going to have to look for that. I'm figuring out where that is. Ah, here we go. Yes, an Allied CL reported hit. AP here. Allied AP, AK, AK. Main HQ provided torpedo to command readiness, or was it in... Oh, yeah, we'll go over that in a second there, Vulcan. It's kind of funny, actually, because it doesn't actually work as it should work as such. Yep, here we go. Stingray reported hit. So that must be the Jakes there, I'd imagine. Oh, no, it's a G3M2 there from 1st KUK1. That's interesting. That might have been on Naval Surge. I've got the Sniffles again. Allied SS reported hit. That's good to see. Actually seen that they've been attacked now. But the Jakes did a really good job, obviously, identifying where the enemy is. Yep, Tone has been repaired. That's great. See you later, Deathwish. Do make sure to go ahead and follow and subscribe. You can find, obviously, the entire series on my YouTube channel at XTRG. It's in a playlist. You'll be able to carry it on. Well, keep up with it. So you see Calcutta expands to size 6 airfield. Port C expands to size 2 airfield. Okay. Georgetown. Yeah, I'm getting a unit moved out there to Georgetown. It's just going to take some time. Okay. XTRG. There you go, my friend. First Radiant Sentai arrives at Chiang Mai. Yes. Yeah, that's right, my man. That's right. Don't worry about it. Yeah, so that... I did send the transports there to Chiang Mai. No problem. Okay. So we have 54th Infantry Brigade arrive at Taiping. 67th Naval Guard arrives at Tokyo. 69th JAF AF Battalion at Changchun. That's good. See you later, that guy. Okay. Let's see. Signal intelligence. 22579. I have to take that up. Thank you very much for that, Death Wish. I do ASMR. I don't, but if to be paid, I would. Right, Anchorage. Colombo. So he's definitely busy at Colombo. Yeah, I need to get that aviation headquarters here to Poplar. Now, to go ahead and reply to Vulcan's question. So, it is interesting. Essentially, a command HQ allows for the use of torpedoes. But with these kind of headquarters, they don't allow for the use of torpedoes outside the actual base they're in. Like, in the actual hex they're in, you can use torpedoes, but outside that, you can't. Obviously, that works differently to air HQs, where their command radius actually allows for torpedo use outside that hex. In a lot of ways, the command HQ, such as like Southern HQ, is like bonkers sometimes in terms of value. Because you get those torpedoes essentially for free, which is like freaking awesome. You're not having to pay supply for them. Yeah, no, it's weird, isn't it? Yeah. But then it's like, for example, we have the 11th Air Fleet over here, and their command radius is 5, but everything within 5 hexes actually can use torpedoes. Now, I mean, this is it, Vulcan. It's like, you look at the way I started this game, I had no idea Southern Army could do that. And it really makes a really bloody big difference that they can do that. We do have another one, actually. Whereabouts is it? Yeah. Like, over here, we have 4th Fleet. Now, 4th Fleet is also a command HQ, and also allows for torpedoes. Which is really nice. So even though you don't actually have an air HQ over here at track, you can still use torpedoes. Yep, there you go, can still use them. Super good. Yeah, it would be nice if it was a whole radius. That's awesome. Thank you very much for that, Deathwish, much appreciated. Looks like a cool channel. Thanks, man. My profile picture? Yeah, the, yes, the Adeptus Mechanicus Adept. I'd like to get, like, an actual proper one made. That'd be cool. Well. But thank you for stopping by, good to have you. Always nice to have fresh blood, right? Right, so I've been minesweeping the area around the marshals. Not find anything that's good. And we've seen ships over here at Port Moresby. I do wonder what it's actually doing here. But the good news is, well, we can turn it back on him. Very happy about that. Right, so it's now about 11:05. I'm feeling the tired's. I think we'll go ahead and we'll call it about there. Let's see how we're doing actually on oil over here. So Palembang, we'll go ahead and check this before we go then. Right, so we're 758 there, so there's 142 to repair, so 142,000 supply. 195 over here, which is nice. 19 here. I've only got 7,000 units of fuel, sorry, supply, so I need to get some more supply in there so I can get that done. Yeah, they were fine. How are we doing over here then? Right, so we're in times free trade here. So I'm going to go ahead and order a deliberate attack. Need to be able to deal with them. And this is it. This would have been the 55th Division alongside the other regiment down here. I decided to use them for other purposes. I do have the ability to move another division into Burma if I so wish to do so in the form of the 4th, sorry. Is it the 34th or the 4th? I forget which one it is. In the form of the 4th, yes. The 4th Division is kind of like a wildcard at the moment. They are going to be built up to their full TOE, which is excellent. So right now, in total they're at 354, which is recovered quite quickly. There's another 55 to recover here. Some HMGs there. Yeah, home of the fake stream end. I just like to keep people on their toes. Let me go ahead and break that up. There we go. Now we're looking good. We're looking very, very good there. I'm really happy. I'm really happy about that. So I've got these engineers I can begin moving to Port Blair again. But we'll take it from there. What I might go ahead and do then is I move the Key 57s over here. I might even potentially have them move to Victoria Point and possibly fly the headquarters here into Port Blair. Possibly, but then again it'd be easy just move them over. So from Port Blair, naval torpedo range, so that's 13. So it's not bad. Yeah, Bangkok and Port Blair more or less are the same line there. It might be that we move them into Rangoon, perhaps. We'll see. Well, not just from Rangoon, they'll be in a great position. But I would like to have Port Blair covered. Having torpedoes out further into the Bay of Bengal would be great. But, yeah. I think he's trying to evacuate, and I'm going to make damn well sure he can't. I think we're looking good. Tomorrow we'll arrive at Xi'an. So in all honesty, the 10th of February is going to look like a good day. We might have the fall of Rangoon tomorrow. I mean, Rangoon there is worth 240 victory points to us, but it's worth 1,200 to the Allies. And he's moving forces out there, so I think Rangoon may very, very bloody well fall tomorrow. Ideally, we'd capture it fairly intact. I still need 120 AV there to garrison it, which is a bit of a pain in the arse, but we can manage that. But that's it, yeah, I mean, we'll get in there. It's getting nice. It's getting nice. I'm looking at the wrong one here. It's getting nice. Another 1,200 there would take him down, which is good. It just gives us that buffer to work with. We're not going to get the automatic victory, I'd imagine, but we're getting some nice victory points, which is good. But there we go, so thank you for watching there, ladies and gentlemen. What an exciting turn. I'm honestly exhausted by the amount of tension. I honestly expected the worst. It's so good. thank you so very much for watching. I hope you guys are just enjoying the series as much as I am. I know you are. I hope you are. I am Susana, sayonara, and until next time, please observe the deadly northern lights and look to the Emperor for guidance. Goodbye for now.